Well folks, it seems America's love affair with tiny videos of dancing dogs and synchronized noodle slurping might be coming to an abrupt end. That's right, TikTok, the app that's basically become the digital equivalent of a bag of chips, impossible to put down and potentially bad for you, is facing the ban hammer. And the deadline? As early as January 19, 2025? That's right folks, we're staring down the barrel of a future potentially devoid of teenagers doing weirdly synchronized dance moves. Now you might be thinking, John, why all the fuss? It's just an app. And to that I say, oh sweet summer child, you have so much to learn about the geopolitical ramifications of viral dance crazes. You see, TikTok isn't just some harmless fun factory, it's owned by ByteDance, a Chinese company. And that, my friends, is where things get about as clear as a glass of orange juice after a toddler's used it to wash their hands. The US government is throwing a grade A, 100% organic, gluten-free hissy fit over the idea that ByteDance might be sharing your data. Yes, even the videos of you attempting that ridiculous Wednesday dance with the Chinese government. They're also worried about the potential for TikTok's algorithm to be used to spread propaganda. Of course, TikTok is fighting back like a cornered ferret on Red Bull, claiming they've never handed over user data and have no plans to start now. They've even taken their case to the Supreme Court with arguments heard just a few weeks ago. But will it be enough? Now I know what you're thinking, John, you magnificent journalistic beast. Surely the US government wouldn't actually ban an app just because it's owned by a Chinese company. And the answer, my friends, is a resounding hold my beer and watch this. You see, back in the before times, July 2023 to be precise, the US government banned TikTok from all federal devices. Not to be outdone, several states decided to get in on the fun and slap their own bans on state devices. It was like a game of who can be the most suspicious of China, and everyone wanted to win. The government's main argument boils down to this. Because ByteDance is a Chinese company, it's subject to Chinese laws, which could compel them to hand over user data to the Chinese government. It's like asking your neighbor to borrow a cup of sugar, only to find out they've already promised it to the neighborhood watch captain who may or may not be running a secret surveillance operation out of his basement. Adding fuel to the fire is the potential for TikTok's algorithm to be used for nefarious purposes. We've all gone down those TikTok rabbit holes where you start with a video about crocheting and end up watching a conspiracy theory about pigeons being government drones. Now, imagine that, but on a national scale, with the Chinese government subtly nudging you towards content that supports their agenda. Suddenly those cute cat videos seem a lot less innocent, don't they? Now, before you start thinking this is just another case of America throwing its weight around, it's important to note that they're not alone in their TikTok skepticism. Oh no, my friends, this is a global party, and everyone's invited to the paranoia buffet. India, for example, decided to go cold turkey back in 2020 and permanently banned TikTok, along with a whole host of other Chinese apps. And they haven't looked back since, probably because they're too busy enjoying their newfound productivity without the constant distraction of synchronized dance routines. Even some European nations, known for their generally more relaxed approach to data privacy, are starting to get a bit twitchy about TikTok. They've implemented restrictions and are casting a wary eye on the platform, like a group of friends watching the one friend who always gets way too into karaoke after one too many margaritas. It seems the world is waking up to the fact that maybe, just maybe, handing over our data to a company with ties to a government that's not exactly known for its commitment to free speech and privacy might not have been our best move. It's enough to make you want to throw your phone in the ocean and go live in a cabin in the woods. But then, of course, you wouldn't be able to post about it on TikTok, would you? Now let's talk about the potential fallout of a TikTok ban, because it's not just about missing out on the latest dance crazes or cat videos. For some, TikTok is a livelihood, a platform to express their creativity, and a way to connect with a global audience. Imagine you're a content creator who's poured your heart and soul into building a following on TikTok. You've got brand deals, sponsorships, and maybe even a manager with a questionable haircut. Suddenly, poof! Your entire business model disappears faster than a politician's promise during an election year. And it's not just creators who stand to lose. Businesses, big and small, have flocked to TikTok like moths to a very bright, very addictive flame. They've invested time, money, and countless hours crafting the perfect 15-second ad to make you crave their product. Whether it's a new brand of oat milk, or a revolutionary toilet brush that sings your praises. A ban would be like yanking the rug out from under them, sending their carefully crafted marketing plans into a tailspin. Of course, the big winners in all of this would be TikTok's competitors, Meta, YouTube, Snapchat, who would be more than happy to welcome TikTok refugees with open arms and targeted ads. It's the circle of life, Silicon Valley style. But perhaps the biggest loss of all would be the silencing of voices. TikTok has given a platform to people from all walks of life, allowing them to share their stories, their talents, and their unique perspectives with the world. Banning it would be like shutting down a giant global open mic night, and that, my friends, would be a real shame.